Hello and welcome to our very first webinar here from CFO Consultants. This webinar is called Beyond Bookkeeping, how small business owners can move beyond the basics and how they can get some real insights to support their business and help them achieve their goals. Often, business owners have fantastic data. They have QuickBooks, their information is being synced into QuickBooks, they can see reports, they can see all sorts of things, but the same challenge persists. It's not providing anything useful or meaningful. My own businesses are in QuickBooks, and the experience so far that I've had trying to get anything useful out of QuickBooks to understand how I get my business to where I want it to be in 1, 2, 3 years is just about impossible. For the last 10 years of my career, I spent it in corporate America, and I was able to really get plugged into the advanced tools, technologies, and expertise that large organizations have. And then coming down into the small business community, it's pretty shocking to see, to the contrary, that small business owners don't have the resources that they need to succeed. So my thesis with getting involved and helping small business owners is to help close that gap. And what we're going to do here in this webinar is to share sort of what I see as a business owner and how I can help business owners move beyond the basics, how they can get more out of their same information by just using the right tools and using the right experts to be real resources to help them achieve their goals. A lot of times business owners, they fall into the trap of trying to do it all themselves, and there's just too much out there that you can't possibly know yourself. So that's what we're going to cover in this webinar here today. I'm going to show what business owners see from the QuickBooks aspect, how limited it is, and then how we can go rather quickly to a much better view of analytics and decision support. So let's dive in. Okay, so I have QuickBooks open here, and I'm going to share my screen in a second. Let me share my screen. Here it is. Okay, great. So I've just logged into QuickBooks, and this is for my own business here, CFO Consultants, and this is all real and live data. And I can just give you a quick overlook at what business owners are able to see and kind of the limitations that they're stuck with. And once we go through this, it's going to be pretty clear why business owners struggle to succeed and how they kind of get stuck in their own way, and they're using intuition rather than their data and insights to advance and achieve their goals. So let's walk through. So when I log into when I log into QuickBooks here, this is the business overview. So it lets me toggle between various periods, this year to date, this month, last month, and it shows me the profit and loss. It does a summary of expenses, some invoices, some sales. And this is really high level information. If your business is super simplistic, sure, this makes sense. But our firm, for example, we have several different services that we offer. So to just see one top level number doesn't really do it justice. And at the same time, we have several different levels of staff to support the business, really who are very different cost structures. So to see the cost in one lump line item doesn't help me, doesn't tell me anything really. QuickBooks does have some reports that business owners can use. And again, we walk into the same challenge here of not really getting much out of it. So if I pull the profit and loss for August, here, sure, it tells me we've sold $54,000 worth of services, but I sell a whole bunch of different services at different price points to different people. Okay. Now, is this going to tell me anything about that? Is it going to give me any sort of aha moments? Well, not really. This is a data table. I'm a pretty sophisticated person as far as financial and accounting and analytics, and I can tell you this is pretty darn useless. I can't imagine if you're a business owner just trying to get plugged in here, trying to make any use out of this. So right away, when I got plugged into my QuickBooks and the data of the business I had taken over, it was a real aha moment that there had to be something better out there. And fortunately, there is. And that's what we're going to get to next. And we can continue here just in the P&L, which is probably the most well-known report for trying to understand your business and the profitability. And again, everything's just in lump sum amounts. It's not telling me anything. I'm not going to use this information and say, aha, I fully understand my business. I understand where we're profitable. I understand where the opportunities are at. I understand how well things are going. So that's what I see. You can dive in and drill in. And again, it's table after table after table. And I can't find any value out of it. So I know other small business owners are struggling here. There are other reports that QuickBooks offers that are straight out of the box. You can look at the balance sheet, but again, nothing is going to help you run your business. It tells you how much cash you have, how much debt you have, but beyond that, beats me. I can't use this to run my business. There are some other things, say who owes me money. If I look at the account receivable summary, that's one thing that I do find useful right out of the box from the report aspect in QuickBooks. But honestly, I've gone through and I've looked at all these reports and I just crossed them off my list one after the other. So that was the challenge that I face as a business owner and as an accounting professional. So I can understand the challenge here. And if I'm having trouble with it, I know a lot more other people who need the help want to find the answers, want to know, how do we go beyond looking backward and how do we get to moving forward and understanding if I want to grow my business by double in 2 to 3 years, how many more services do I have to sell to our business here? So now that I've kind of got it ready, let's jump into the tool that I have for you. So our organization has been working with another company known as Syft, and Syft Analytics is one of the neatest things I've probably seen in my career as far as being useful right out of the box. Syft is really valuable because it integrates directly into your QuickBooks data, and it pulls in all that same information, but it goes beyond a step of looking backward and help you make sense of the numbers. Right away, we can go through and click through the various options that Syft has available. Really, once we go from import my data to usefulness, this is 5-10 minutes. And the first thing they do here is they have a dashboard, which is something that you really don't find in QuickBooks. So if I look at this starts to tell me something about my business. It helps me understand first the trends of where we're at for some really key metrics. If we're trying to understand our income, net profit, cash, which is always critical to small business owners, this gives us a direction of where things are headed and where we've been. So this is something that as a business owner, I want to see every day, and I can. And even better, with QuickBooks, there's a lot of stuff that's in there is confidential. You don't want to give your whole team access to. But if you set up a dashboard, you can share it with other people in your team to help them understand where their business is at and where we need to improve. And for example, you can share any segment of Syft that you like. Say for this dashboard, for example, you can share this link and your whole team can see these metrics. And this is just right out of the box. So you can customize it, you can modify it, make it as useful to your organization as you like. And to do that is really not that much effort. So that's what we love about Syft right out of the box. And it solved that challenges of I have data, what the heck do I do with it? And let me show you some more things here that are really useful to me as a business owner. So when I took over this business, CFO Consultants, in June, there were a lot of things that were super unclear. I had no idea how many customers we had per service, which customers that we had previously were still active, how much money we were making, how profitable were we. There were just so many things that the previous owner had kind of in his head, in his gut, and it wasn't really clear from the data or from some sort of analytical perspective to understand. But these are things I struggled with and kept me up at night. And these are things that other business owners want to understand. So the key thing for me, I'll show you down here. If I want to understand number one, how many clients do we have? How many active customers? This tells me right away who we're working with and tells me the trend. And this is so valuable. If you know that you're declining in the number of customers per month, you don't need something super sophisticated. This tells you something useful right away. Same thing, it tells you, it gives you this great summary of sales by month. It trends it out. And there's a few more things here. Let me find the one I'm looking for. If I'm looking at our business, I'm trying to understand, like I said, what products do we have and who are we selling them to? Let me try and find it here for a second. Products. Just give me 1 second. If I had it when I was trying to get ready for this, but of course, when I'm trying to show everyone how this works, it gives me issues, but here we go. This is one of the most valuable things I found so far, and it just comes ready and tells me everything I want to know about my business. It tells me how much business we're doing by each line of business that we have. It tells me the dollar amount, number of customers. It can also tell me the gross profit if I were to improve some more of my data, the gross profit and the net profit, which would be very valuable. And of course, before we were talking about numbers being too high level to have any sort of meaningful impact, right? If I know that for accounting services, we're doing 30,000 a month, cool. But what's behind that, now we can finally see, and we can do something with that information. I can sort it by net amount, highest to lowest, who are our most valuable and current customers. And right away, I don't need anything else. I know which customers I have to focus on. I understand what we're doing well, where we're struggling, and I can just take this and go work on my business and improve it in the next few days. And this is just something so critical and valuable. But I was struggling with an Excel and pivot tables to try and get myself that it was driving me crazy. And as I go through Syft, each of these views is just so valuable and just answers key questions that business owners have. I can click through here probably for hours and keep diving in and looking at things that are interesting and valuable to me. But what I want to try and get across to business owners is that right out of the box, this is a fantastic tool to have to get a real sense of your business. So it's going to show you how profitable your business is. And it's also going to show you how strong or weak your data is. So the first step here is to get Syft integrated with your business. If you're working with a bookkeeper that doesn't have Syft, well, I would say the first thing you want to do is go change that. Find someone who knows how to use Syft, how to get your data in here, and how to get you to improve your data and get to some of the more advanced features such as forecasting, modeling, planning. There's a lot of bookkeepers are looking backward and they're just not helping you make decisions. And that's the purpose of accounting and the consulting and support that business owners need. So right away, if you don't have an accounting firm who knows what this is or what we're talking about, you can give us a call or someone like us. The second thing you want to do after you get Syft integrated is take a look at all these reports and analytics, and you want to see if they make sense. So if you have something in your mind of how profitable your business is overall or by segment and doesn't match the data that you're seeing here, you want to work with a professional who can help you dive into that data, understand whether the data is accurate or whether there's issues that can be corrected, and then work to get those fixed if there are errors. And that's a key point. From my experience, especially with large organizations, data is never perfect. But being able to get to a point here where you can see it and make sense and get to the aha, no, this doesn't look right. Let's dive exactly into that, figure it out one by one as you go through these things. You really start to create an incredibly powerful tool to help run your business. And the thing that I've seen so many business owners struggle with is getting to this point. A lot of them try and mess around in Excel, and that's just not their skill set. Small business owners are incredible at creating businesses, at growing businesses, at knowing their industry. And trying to see them get stuck in accounting and get frustrated with it is, not where you want to be spending your time and energy. So if you're a business owner, you want to stick to running your business and you want to find an advisor who can help you walk through this, make sense of it, and get it set up exactly the way that you want it to be. So that's what's exciting to me. And just as a business owner myself, this stuff is incredibly useful. This is something I look at every single day to say, how are we doing? Have we grown our customers? Have we grown our sales? We're trying to grow a certain segment of our business. Is it happening? So that gets us to, here's where we're at today versus where we were before. And then where we're at now is trying to create first a model in Excel and then incorporate that model into Syft so that we can do our forecasting and planning. The big challenge is, right, if you want to grow your business, how are you going to do that if you don't break it down to the granularities? You want to be able to put a plan together and understand, okay, if I want to double my business, how many more products and services do I need to sell to which customers, at what rates, and when does that need to happen? So it's not just something that's ambiguous and in the cloud. It's something you need to break down by monthly metrics and KPIs. And Syft can help you do that. And it's not just something for the business owner, it's something for operational teams to use and have engaging conversations around. And that's really one of the coolest things I've seen in a while. And it's something that we're really excited here with my business. And that's why we're so excited to help other small business owners do this. So we've gone deep into the weeds to try and figure out what are the best tools out there. How do we help business owners get over these hurdles that have been around for years? And how do we help them become more profitable and more comfortable around their business and around the financials? So that is the real opportunity here, to plug into these tools that are really powerful right out of the box, integrate with your QuickBooks data, and then work with professionals to help customize them and get them to look forward, not backward, as you're trying to run your business. Let me see if there's anything else I want to cover here, but I think those are the main points. And right, so I own a business myself, the CFO Consultants. I also run and own another company called Beagle Run Publishing. And I've run into the same issues that business owners have had. For my other business, I try to do things on the cheap. I try to use an alternative to QuickBooks that was free. And anything that's free really has hidden costs elsewhere. So it didn't have the right functionality, integrate other things that, you didn't integrate with my bank or my credit cards. Couldn't even sort from high to low correctly. And it doesn't plug into these advanced tools that help you understand and advance your business. So getting to the right QuickBooks solution, getting that data correct, making it consistent, working with professional bookkeepers and consultants, and then integrating Syft is just the way to bring peace of mind really to your business. And that's what we're excited about here. And that's what we're working internally with on our own business. And the opportunity is, once we figure this out, we can help other organizations figure out, how do we help you do this rather quickly at a really, moderate cost and incredible value proposition. So that's what we're excited about. And when I was thinking about doing this webinar, I was considering to make it more structured, but honestly, I'm just so excited to share what I see here. And I don't think it makes sense to delay putting it off. I want to get the word out. I want to help people to run their business better. And that's what we're working on here. Kind of the reason we went into this business is that we saw this huge gap in the market. And, I've worked in large organizations and they don't have these challenges so much because they have teams of people. They have sophisticated ERP systems and technologies, and a lot of costs go into that. But the huge advantage here is that small businesses can have that same technology and expertise for a fraction of the cost and a fraction of the frustration to get it all into place and get it to work right. So if you want to run your business and to be able to finally make sense of your business and the data and the information that you have, I think this is something that you absolutely need to be aware of. And you need to start asking questions of, how do you start getting involved? How do you plug your data into Syft? And how do you start to plan for the future of your business rather than try and make sense of all the different QuickBooks reports that tell you about the past? So that's what I want to cover here and share. And yeah, so what we're doing and what the plan is for these webinars is that we're going to start doing bi-weekly webinars, one for small business owners, one for tax, every week going forward. And we're going to start to dive into various more specific issues around profitability, around decision support, about having the structure and the support to make your business more profitable, to achieve your goals. If you're looking to exit, to understand how to exit and exit at the valuation that you want. So that's what has got us excited. And that's what we're going to be covering a lot of content about the next few weeks and months here. So if this is something that is interesting to you and something that you need, be sure to follow along, plug in, and stay tuned. So yeah, we're excited. We have the team here. We're going to help figure this out, and we're going to help make your business more profitable. And for once, accounting and finances seem like something that's not so confusing to stick around with and understand. So that is what I want to cover here today. I don't think I have any other questions from the audience here. Let me just take a quick look, see if there's anything that anyone wants to cover. But those are the main talking points that I want to review here today. So let me stop sharing my screen and see if there's any questions from the audience. Taking a look. Nope, I don't see any. Okay, well, thank you for joining the conversation here today. It'll be on YouTube in the next few days. I'll share the link out on our website and in our newsletter. So if this is the type of thing that you want to learn more about, well, we're the people to listen to and follow along. So I'll see you next time. All right, bye.